if you've ever thrown a swim bait and had a really big bass, and I've tried to do this and I haven't been able to do it, if you throw a big swim bait, you go out there, throw a giant swim bait and have a giant fish come up, try to think about something else. It's almost impossible. Like if you got an 8 or 10 pounder and you got a big swim bait, there is nothing in your mind except that 10 pounder. There isn't anybody behind you in the boat, there's nobody else out there. You are like, oh, and I've tried to throw, I'm like, I've tried to do it. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to think about something when I've never been able to do it. I'm just throwing and I'm just like, oh, everything. You're just like, oh, you can eat it, you can eat it. You know, doing that little side swim bait dance, getting ready for the swing. But that, or working a bed fish. You see somebody working a bed and you're just like, you're zoned in on that bed and you're just like, there's nothing else. That's yourself too, you're in the zone. And being able to recognize that and be able to have that the entire day, every time you go out there. I don't know if you've seen the movie Peaceful Warrior, the book by Dan Millman. I like the movie, it's pretty good. The book is excellent. The movie's a little bit different than the book, but he talks about taking out the trash. And the trash inside your head. There's a scene in there when he takes the kid he's mentoring, and he's like, he's in a hurry. He's like, all right, he's up on the bridge, and he's like, all right, what's the lesson I gotta learn? I gotta go. He's like, okay, and Nick Nolte just picks him, he throws him over the bridge into the water. And he's like, what are you doing? And he's like what? He's like, what was going through your head when you were falling down? I was like, nothing. Yeah, you were 100% committed in the moment. There wasn't anything else going through. Were you thinking about your studies? Were you thinking, like, no. Like, that's what you need to be. And on the water, being that 100% committed to every single cast, no other distractions, everything, you're so aware that you're not thinking about, you know, what's happening at home or this or what's in the boat. And there's always seems to be some sort of trash, even in my head, there's constantly trash building up. So I try to make sure it doesn't get up too high. I try to take it out as much as possible, whatever that trash is, the self-doubt, just the bad stuff that comes in there, either from other people or yourself. Most of the time it's myself. If you see the movie, it's kind of neat. It's a fun movie. And that's what they talk about, the 100% devoted to the experience you're having while you're fishing to every single cast. And I say that the challenge that I have right there about the big swim bait fish, try it. So the next spot I hear about the cast, and this is taken from the book about from the inner game of tennis a little bit. I changed it to cast. So I was saying there's really no good cast or bad cast. It's just another cast. But we judge these casts, and it can have a process that throws us off our game or can make our day really, really bad. And the judgment is assigning either a really positive or negative value to every single cast. And you can see this, I say the Raiders versus the Chargers. If you're watching the Raiders and the Chargers and you see a call, you got two people, you got some Chargers fans and you got Raiders fans. We're watching the same game. And this is after the lockout. We got the real refs in there. And there's a call that goes for the Raiders. Oh, that's a bad call. That's a good call. Good, I'm happy. What did the ref see? Well, he was out. Wasn't a good call, wasn't a bad call. He was out. He didn't touch. Or face mask. It wasn't a bad face mask, wasn't a good face. Well, it was a face mask. But then, you know, depending on how you judge it or see it, you can say, oh, that's a bad call, that's a bad cast, that's a good cast. And one of the things you can do is either watch like a tournament, like FLW or Bassmaster, or watch another football game about two teams that you don't really care who wins. You just kind of sit back and you're just watching it objectively. You're just watching it as it is, and kind of stepping back and applying that to your fishing, saying this, kind of stepping back from everything, saying, well, it's just another cast. It's not a bad thing. And she threw up in a tree again, Troy. But the good, what would you say a good cast is? If there are, because I hear that a lot. What is a good cast? Is it a cast that catches a fish? It's labeling or judging it. So a cast that doesn't catch a fish is a bad cast. My question is what about the backlash bass that seemed to happen? I was fishing in ABA on Castaic a number of years ago. I was frustrated, I make a cast, bird's nest. And sure enough, I'm like, oh man, this day, come on, you know, like you just reel it on, I reel up, and I'm like, and the rod just kind of goes, I'm like, set the hook, it was almost 4-pound bass. It ended up being the biggest bass I caught all day. I think I got 5th in that tournament, and that was like 3rd big fish. So was that a good cast? Maybe, you know, I tried repeating it, you know, I pick back, I go to every spot and do it, but when you start to label, and I've done it, oh my gosh, I've done it, you know, labeling these, like, oh, come on, get the bait, and you throw it in the wind, like, oh, what is this? You know, and just seeing it for what it is and stepping back and not beating yourself up if you hit the bank or if you throw up into a tree or if you get a backlash, because, you know, a good cast, I guess the backlash bass was kind of I guess if it put the biggest fish in the boat. But when you're judging it, that's when, you know, all the garbage and everything up in here is going on when we're judging ourselves on that. So, and that also can affect our body and everything. The more we get angry, the more tense. You ever have this where you're and things aren't going well, and something chasing a trout, a big bass chasing a trout or a boil or something, and what do? Like that. I've done that a lot, and that's what happens. Your muscles tense so much and you're not in a fluid motion. You probably notice also that, like in pre-fish, if you've just been out fun fishing, those fish seem to stay on, and there's a reason. When we go to the tournament, the tension in your body and the tension and anxiety transfers to where you're not holding that rod and you're not fighting that fish the same as if you were relaxed, like just pre-fish and fun fish, and the fish can jump. Like, I can't shake this fish off. You're more relaxed, but when you're in the tournament, the more tense, the more that you're fighting the fish differently. The rod is more rigid, your body is tense, so trying to relax and quiet your mind, those fish will stay on.